Right about now, I believe.
Alright.
Alright.
Are we live?
Yeah, we are live.
Welcome, gentlemen, to Pints and Pistons.
Welcome to Pints and Pistons.
Somebody please show me where the gentlemen are.
I don't fucking know that. Hang on there. There you go, that car right there.
That guy in the blazer there.
Yeah.
So, this is going to be probably the world's first fully unscripted, unedited, unfiltered, uncensored shit show.
Yeah.
Automotive talk show on YouTube. So yeah, unscripted. Like, we pretty much just talked about topics, and that's about it. And we're also drinking beer, and we'll tell you what we might think about the beers, maybe, possibly. Not sure
And
yet.
it's hot as balls.
It is fucking hot right now.
And this one actually doesn't suck, which is an IPA.
As a matter of
and
fact,
IPA sucks.
Bring it.
It's not bad, actually.
I
It's
know,
really not that
really
bad.
isn't. This is that the Dogfish Head 60-minute IPA.
Yeah,
Not bad.
not bad at all. I'm pretty impressed, actually.
I'd have to have a couple natty lights to get me into one, but not bad.
Not
Yeah,
bad.
I pretty much hate IPAs, but this one's tolerable.
It's not terrible.
Yes.
So, guys, introductions, right? So let's go from right to left.
Okay. Well, I'm Mike. I'm short. Fucking love cars. Any car, doesn't matter. The weirder it is, the more I fucking love it. I mean, 80s, especially that 80s sportsmanship.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, there's nothing like having a fucking car talk to you in that, just that monotone. Your door is ajar.
Yes.
Fucking love that
Fucking
shit.
300ZXs.
Exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
AE86 speed chime.
Oh.
Yes. Anytime you go over 55, ding 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 ding. Which, if you realize, in the when they finally did the redub of Initial D, they put that back into it because they took it out initially. They had it in the original, then they
Thank you.
took it out. Well, when
I would say
Funimation
beer
did it
assistant, but
again.
Richard Rollins are probably
How
suited.
did
Right.
you just had a beer appear out of nowhere? You need to teach me the sorcery.
Lose a leg, I'll teach you.
I'm Daniel. I drink beer and I like cars.
Hi, Daniel.
Hello.
That describes almost all of us. I'm Brian. I have one leg. I like cars and drink beer, and I hang out with these idiots.
Why?
He's actually my father, so we're good.
That's what happens when you screw a dwarf.
Yeah.
And I'm Chris, and I like cars, and I fix cars, and I drink beer. So
We
there's
drink
that.
beer and we know things.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
We drink and we do things. And you don't have to drink a beer when you're talking about cars.
But it
Yeah,
helps.
you do. Yeah. No, you have to.
But it helps.
Yeah.
So,
And we're all sweaty pigs because it is, in fact, hot as balls.
well, it's Florida. It's hot as shit.
But hopefully, with it being outside, you will hear my wonderful AC running, and then you will also hopefully hear some great cars that are going by. Because
This
in my
road's
neighborhood,
fantastic.
you got some shitty cars like that wonderful Jeep Cherokee right there.
Big ass light bar on the top.
But you do right down the road. You got our friend Cody that has a
Yeah.
720 horsepower Evo that he launches the shit out of that in Mexico, right in front of my house.
Yeah, we're actually in Mexico.
Yes, we are in Mexico, by the way. And then a couple Hellcats down the road. There's a GT500. I mean, you got some shit down here, and you'll hear them come flying
Is that
by.
orange 71 still down there?
No, that one got sold. That one got sold.
You got the VW people at the street.
Yes, actually, shout out to them. I don't know their names. I don't know their club, but at the end of our road, we got a couple that has, what is it, about 7 V-dubs?
Fuck
Nice.
yeah.
A bunch of Beetles, like new ones, old ones. They
awesome.
got the camper vans and that, constantly working on them. Super nice people. Just
That
out
is
here
awesome.
when we had the yard sale.
Didn't you see the 18-wheeler van or something? Like
Yes,
one
they got
with a lot
it.
of
Yep,
windows out there?
yep.
So also, for anyone who's watching, there's probably not many yet. As we go through this, you can feel free to talk shit to us, commenting.
Yes,
Or-
I am watching that over here.
or-
So we currently have 4 people watching.
Yeah, 4 whole people.
We got 4 people. All right.
Preferably, what we
Let's
want
go
you to
up
do
quick.
is go to the top of your web browser, wherever you're on, and copy the link
Right,
and
yes.
share it so other people can see
Yes.
this.
Right.
The more people that watch us, the more often we get to do it. And if you guys enjoy what you see, we want feedback, you know?
Oh, Brett's watching. Brett says, woohoo.
Woo!
Brett also has a killer. Is this a 70?
Yes, a
Yeah,
70
he's got
Mach 1.
70 Mach 1 that
What's up, Brett?
fucking amazing.
All right. So I guess let's jump into this, right?
All right.
So our first topic. Who wants to say what it is and start on it?
Go ahead.
Car meat dipshits.
Car
Car
meat
meat
dipshits.
Car meat dipshits.
Damn, we're going in hard first.
Oh,
I thought
yeah.
we were gonna roll easily
No,
into it.
car meat etiquette. Let's
Damn.
get right the fuck to
Bite
it.
the fucking
You know
pillow.
what?
We're going
Okay.
in dry.
Are we talking like Friday night meats or like cars and coffee?
Well,
Cars and coffee is pretty
Cars and
calm.
coffee's
You don't
good.
have issues
It's-
with there. We're talking about like Friday night.
Friday and
meats.
Saturday night meats where you just get straight up just dick bags in many varieties.
People get car meat shut down all the time, and then bitch about car meats being shut down, and then keep doing the stupid shit that gets car meat shut down.
Yes.
Open use of drugs, open containers, burnouts, other vehicle shenanigans that you should probably not do at the car meet. Don't shit where you eat.
But it also falls underneath the fact of, like I was mentioning before, was you got the people that just because a certain type of car is going, they're not going to go, and then because those other people are going, they're not going to go.
Well, no, it's irritating as shit. Like people.
Like we fucking love every car.
Yeah, and,
Like,
and
it
that's
doesn't
the
matter
thing
what.
too. Is like it's not just around here too, because I've been to quite a few car meets around Florida.
Yep.
A lot of people are not wanting to go because of the mass populace of dumb fucking idiots.
Exactly.
And they're like, I don't want to go because it's probably going to get shut down or something like that, or somebody's going to tell me to do something stupid and I'm going to do it. Well, first of all, don't fucking do it.
No, if someone tells you to do a burnout, don't fucking
You
do
don't.
it.
You don't be that fucking guy. And like, look, I understand people revving up every once in a while. That's great. But don't sit and bounce off your fucking chipped two-step on your goddamn Civic with your 4-inch straight pipe for 5 minutes straight.
Yes.
Stop it. Like we
Not
don't.
shitting on Civics, because there's a couple badass ones that
No,
are around here
oh,
that
of
we
course.
fucking love.
But-
Just,
It's not just them. It's everyone. It's people with like fucking. It's everybody with everything.
yes.
All right, give Aaron Kaufman
Oh, sorry.
Jr. a chance.
Sorry.
Well,
Oh.
case in point with what you guys are talking about. A week after I got my car, I went up to the meetup in Ocala, at the Hobby Lobby,
Right.
and I pulled up. It's about 9:30, and already they're doing burnouts in the parking lot. There's a dude off to the side doing donuts out in the side.
Was it the
and
one
I'm
in
like,
the donk?
Huh?
Was it the guy in the donk?
I don't remember.
Because we
But-
had it, the guy with the donk doing donuts in the middle of the Ross parking lot and that, and with the
Yeah,
cop
you
sitting there
can't
going,
do
dude, stop.
I went to that meet that one time, and I'm like, I can't go to this meet because the cops are going to come shut it down, and they're going to look at me and go, "Don't you know better? Aren't you a little old?" to be hanging out with
I'm not
teenagers in
upset
the
with
parking
you.
lot?"
And
I'm
also,
just
they're going to look right at
disappointed.
the Mustang guy. Because
Right,
Yeah,
I'm in a
fucking
Mustang. They're gonna look at me and go,
You're easy
"I smell
prey."
tire smoke. Here's your burnout ticket."
Exactly.
3 of us have Mustangs, and Mustangs are known
multiple.
to do Mustang
Yeah.
things.
Yes.
But we try to keep it to a minimum.
Exactly.
It's just like the big streetcar takeovers in California. It's just idiotic people doing idiotic things. It's just causing a mess for all of
Well,
us.
not only that, I mean,
What's-
that one particular stretch, I mean, how many wrecks have there been where people have gotten
Oh,
killed?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, what's that one in up north in Jersey?
H2O.
Yeah,
Oh,
H2O.
H2O.
The most ticketed car
Well,
show in America.
Yeah.
Is that?
That started out as like a legit show, but then everybody started showing up in stance cars and cars that they knew that the cops would give tickets to.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a car that you know the cops are going to give tickets to, either A, don't bring it where they're going to give you tickets, or B, don't bitch about it when they do.
Oh no, I've watched videos on that, and they have
Nothing better
literally
than the
said
burnout
the
in
guys
front of
going
the cop
over
at
the
Wendy's.
stance cars that they know are illegal
I got
are
a
saying,
story
"I'm
on that.
going to this show to get ticketed and hopefully impounded."
Yeah,
It's a
it's-
status thing with them
Yes.
at this point.
And it's too many people doing shit like that. Like they'll go to meets and you get the crowd of people that aren't doing burnouts and things like that.
And
They're sitting on the trunk of their car with a 6-pack out in the open, or they're smoking a joint out on the other end of the parking
Right.
lot. Like,
Or 3 or 4 weeks ago, we saw 4 people come totally hotboxing the Sentra.
Yeah.
you can't like
No.
you're ruining it for all of
Exactly.
us.
Like, and
you
I-
are ruining it.
I will fully admit, most of the time, if I go to a car show, like one of the actual car shows, I bring beer with me. What do? I bring a regular cup. I don't have no open containers, and I know
Well, no identifiable open.
exactly. But still, it's one of those. You don't walk around with this fucker in your hand. Do it like you do on a Saturday night, walking down the street. You gotta do it that way.
Well, I mean, that's why every time a good car meet pops up in this county, it
dies.
gets shut down. It dies off because the cops keep shutting it down.
Or you had
I-
those jackasses that were doing racing in front of Walmart on
Walmart.
486
Yeah.
and
No.
taping it.
Yeah, so and I know it's not just
Yeah, we're
around
talking
here.
to you.
I know it's not just around here. I know it happens a lot of places. I want every one of you who ever decide to ever come to watch us to do something for me. If you're at a car show and somebody's being a fucking idiot, tell them to stop.
Yeah.
They're ruining it for all of us.
Yeah.
A lot of us who go to these car shows are either enthusiasts or think about the young kids who come to these car shows. This kid who just turned 16, and he used $1,000 he saved up over the summer to buy, I don't know, like a Fox body or even something
There's
like a
actually-
Monte Carlo or something like that. You're setting a bad example for people who want to properly become enthusiasts and talk to other people about their cars. That's what we all want to do. Am I right?
Yes, we've actually seen that. We got a kid that has joined our Mustang club, and that is about, actually, he's a little bit older than the age out, because when I joined our Mustang club, I was 14. I didn't have a permit. We had just bought my first car. I wasn't
By
able
the
to
way,
drive.
he looks just like you
Yeah,
look now.
it's been many, many years.
He's been growing the beard for about 4 years.
Actually, seriously, this is 2 years without it being cut off. Anyway, so there's that whole thing. We got this one kid that just joined that 16, just bought his first car. It's a V6 New Edge, and that great kid, awesome.
And he digs his car.
Digs it. I mean, he knows it's not a GT and all that, but still, it's his first car. He loves it. It's great. Tried talking to some people. He's getting shit because he drives a V6 Mustang. Okay, I get it, it's a V6 Mustang, but still, the kid's learning stuff. He's asking questions. He's trying to figure out, what to do properly and that, and you're getting shit for it. Don't shit on somebody's parade when they're actually trying to learn. Number one,
Yeah.
not just
Unless
trying
they
to
have
be a
stretch
shit.
wall tires. Totally shit on stretch
Oh,
wall.
Yes,
fucking
fuck that.
fuck everybody who does that. They can just go away.
No, you guys are absolutely right. And that's become the whole community has that toxic element
Yes.
to it.
It does.
Where it doesn't matter what kind of car you got. I roll up in my Mustang GT California Special, somebody's gonna shit on it for being a 3-valve.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, and I roll up in my car and somebody's going to shit on it because I have a boosted front-wheel drive car that makes a lot of torque and just spins tires. It's not fast.
That's why I have really good tires, because I don't spin the
But
tires.
it's your car, and
Yeah.
you love it.
Well, no, and I'll get shit about my truck. Okay, my
right,
truck.
yes.
I have a lowered truck. All right,
Which is what you do with trucks. You lower them.
I got a 2-wheel
Sorry,
drive,
Serena.
91 C1500 with a 350 small block and a 5-speed transmission with a 2.3 drop. All right? You know how much shit I get because my truck's lowered? It still does truck stuff. I got a 21-foot fucking boat that I can still tow with my truck, and it's lowered. I mean, come on.
But you know what your truck can also do?
Burnouts.
Exactly.
Freedom
You gotta-
burnouts.
you gotta-
Freedom burnouts.
Freedom
Now,
burnouts.
Side point, I would like to bring up the freedom burnout that
Yeah.
we did.
Oh, that
Now,
was
you
beautiful.
did.
Oh.
Now bring up your
Oh.
freedom burnout and tell them
What?
about that. Really. I
Yeah.
think it's on your
You know,
page.
it is.
so
I wish
people
you
are
guys
able
could
to-
see it because my freedom burnout's on my channel. I had somebody very, very carefully stand in the back of my truck waving an American flag whilst I let bald eagles sing from my tailpipes. But these guys put on a proper fucking show.
So what we did was we had 4 of us, and we did 2 facing one way, 2 facing the other, and we had our wonderful friend Special Ed in the middle
Drinking
with
the
an
Bud, waving the
American
flag.
flag with the Bud Light, the regular Budweiser that came out for 4th of July.
Yeah,
and that- and the-
yes.
waving the fucking flag as 4 of us shot rubber at him because he
Fuck,
wasn't
man.
off to the side. He was dead center, just getting rubber shot
And
at
he was
him.
loving it too.
And he was
fucking
loving it. And it
Yeah,
was
that
a
was special ed.
30-second,
That's why we call him that.
4-wide freedom burnout. And it was glorious. And
Isn't that up on your Faceballs page somewhere?
yeah, I posted it to Facebook. I didn't put it on YouTube, but I did send it to Cletus. Cletus, check it out. It's fucking awesome. But yeah, fun times.
See, this is one reason why I'm gonna fucking love this show because we stray up and just go into
Exactly.
beautiful things.
And
It's fucking great.
And like when I brought it up to you guys, me and Brian have been. This is shit that we do on a Friday, Saturday night. When Brian comes over, me and him for 4 hours we'll sit on the couch, drinking beer, spiraling.
Yeah,
Of
and
just
you
shit.
guys can now join in on it
Unless
with
live
us.
PD is on, and then we're all texting back and forth.
Exactly. But you two are the only other ones that we would that have the same state of mind as
Yeah, we got a
us.
couple other friends that are kind of in the same wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
And-
sure.
But the sense
We're,
of humor in
we're
that.
probably the weirdest of the bunch. Though.
Yes, we
Yeah,
are.
fair enough.
We are.
Who else we got over there?
Well, Brett's over
Brett's-
there, and
he's
now
just
Brett.
commenting his face
Yeah,
off.
Brett commented about nothing better than burnouts in front of a cop at Wendy's.
Yep.
That guy,
Yes.
that Dusty
Yes.
guy.
Okay, so there's a guy in the county. Fuck, we'll use his name. It's named Murphy. He's got this blue Duster that he swears to Christ is the fastest thing ever. He goes
It's a
out.
nice car. It's nice. It's nice.
It's okay car, but it's not as fast as you think it is. Well, this jackass goes out on US 19 in front of Wendy's, stops, does a huge burnout.
Is this like at the Cruiser show?
Yes. This is
At-
my guy.
at
This is
the-
my guy.
At
Yeah,
the
it's
Cruiser
no
show?
doubt.
At the Cruiser show.
Pulls out right into 19.
Stops.
Dead stops in the middle of
Brake
traffic.
stand, huge smokestack, and doesn't realize that there's a cop 25 feet behind him.
Oh God.
And the thing was, it was a trooper. It wasn't even
Oh,
it was a trooper.
my
He did a
God.
standing burnout, blocking traffic on 19 in front of a trooper. That man's my hero.
Okay,
that
so
man is
well,
my hero.
he's kind of an idiot for doing that. But the thing that it really blows my mind is he gets pulled over at what used to be the Sonic. He's over there talking with a cop for like 45 minutes and literally drives away with a $25 fix-it ticket.
What?
That man is our hero.
That man is my
This
hero.
is to you. This is
This-
to you.
I don't have a beer yet. I need a beer.
We need beer.
Are you guys almost out of beer?
I'm out.
Okay.
Oh no! We must switch the camera.
no.
Oh no!
Did it go into portrait?
It went into selfie mode. Yeah.
Going.
Yeah. So they're getting a picture of Daniel's face, like.
Hey everyone, are you ready to fucking party?
There you go.
Hey,
Well, that just scared
there
away
you go.
everybody.
Yep.
Food.
I'm good on food.
Okay, we're live again.
I am so sorry, everyone.
Awesome. Spooky impact.
Okay, I think we're back in it now, everyone.
All right, everybody.
And we're
there we
back.
go. I see
Are we
it.
back?
I see it. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, I'm off the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Does everybody who's on Wi-Fi get off?
Massive apologies, everyone.
We got a house full of shitheads, so.
We're back. Anyway, welcome back, everyone. For anybody joining in right now, welcome to Pints and Pistons. Unscripted, uncensored
Shit show.
shit
Natty
show
Light.
about cars. We just finished talking about dick fucks at car meets and proper car meet etiquette, kind of for the most part. It spanned out into freedom burnouts. And we're drinking beer.
Basically, my point about car shows is don't be a dick to other people with cars.
Seriously, man. Like, y'all just need to calm down sometimes.
Yes.
Seriously, calm the fuck down at car meets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else on that subject?
I think I'm pretty good on it. Like anybody who missed that, this stream will be posted onto my channel, so you can go back and watch it. You might even be able to go back in the stream. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you can.
You
Yeah,
can,
on
perfect.
live
So
streams,
you can go back and listen to how you need to behave at a car meet in
Yes.
case you don't know. And if you don't know, please rewind and watch that before you go to a car meet ever.
I actually got a point to add up before we move on. When you're going to a car, the reason I love Cars and Coffee so much, and I get shit for loving Cars and Coffee so much, it's amazing. You got people who, you'll have an Alpha over there next to either my Mustang or my ST.
The last one we went to, that guy with the Maserati, he
Yes,
was like, he was in love with
Exactly.
everyone else's cars, and he had a
but you
Maserati
get
Gran
that.
Turismo.
You get the vet people who actually are not full-on vet dicks. A couple of those old guys are actually really cool that
Right?
we've met up there.
Yeah.
They're really cool. Then you got the old hot rod guys. Everybody comes out. It is awesome.
It
There's
is.
no headbutting of anything.
And you usually find a pretty good variety of stuff out there. A little bit of everything.
But then you get like the meats that we're talking about, and you'll have any imported car, European anything over on this side.
Yeah!
There you go, buddy.
Yeah!
Then, so you'll have, and that's why we do this outside. We're live, people.
Live and unscripted.
Yes. So you'll have one set of people over here, then you have the other ones that don't want to go look at these people's cars, and then these people
Right.
don't want to go look at these people's cars. No, just everybody's out there to have fun, even if, trust me, there's plenty of cars I do not like. Am I still going to go look at them? Yes. Or I am not a Chevy fan. You know how many Chevy and like the 96 Impalas that go up there to Cars and Coffee that I absolutely drool over because I love those fucking things? It's the thing of no matter what you like, what you don't like, appreciate the work that people have put into their cars because they are the same car enthusiasts you like.
Unless it's a Honda Civic with a Mustang front end.
Oh, I've seen that.
I have
And
not
the thing is that was an actual
It-
saline kit they used, and it was horrible.
New Edge body style, molded
Saline
onto
kit
a
94
Civic.
four-door.
It's one of those moments of like every moment of my life is
What-
changed.
what in
I
the
can-
crystal
I
meth
can
is
top
going
that,
on?
though, that one of my friends shared out of Texas. It was a 08 Accord
Yes.
with
Yes.
the, with the,
With the Cadillac
fucking
CTS front end
on it.
front end, and it was horrid.
God awful.
Horrid.
You know what though? I respect the amount of work
Yeah,
it
I-
took to
no,
make
no,
that.
it didn't. It was JB welded on. It was no work done to
Okay,
it.
okay, I didn't know that. I didn't see that.
No,
but
at
like
least
the
at
Civic,
least
the
the Civic one,
Civic
that
with the
one
Mustang
was-
front end, like it was molded on properly. That's a
Exactly.
lot of work. I don't know
Yes.
if you've ever done custom body work.
There's
That
a
is
lot.
1,000 hours of work
Yes,
right there.
there was
Easy.
not.
Yeah.
There was not like body scenes everywhere. It was actually
Yeah.
for what it was. They did a good job putting that thing
Oh,
on.
most
there.
definitely, yeah.
Kind of like just because you can doesn't mean you should, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Jurassic
Yeah.
Park moment. You guys
Right.
got so wrapped up in the idea of whether or not you could, you didn't stop to think if you
You
should.
should.
Exactly.
Yep. Okay.
So I think we're going to jump into the next topic, and don't forget, I'm going to say I'm going to be annoying about it. Everybody who's watching this, share it out
How
there.
many
So,
people
Yes.
are on there? Is it just Rhett now?
No.
no,
Well, so
we
that- and we
keep
got
bouncing
four
between
people.
4 and 5.
Well, no, we had 6 before. We had 6
okay,
before.
high
So
point.
all the people watching, can you
So
please?
2 people were smart.
Well, I know for a fact that at least one of them is me watching because I'm watching it from the computer.
So we have
here.
3.
and I know Jason and Melina. Hi, Jason and Melina.
Come on.
They're watching it in the pool.
Come on,
at their
kids.
house down the road.
I made an announcement video for this. Like, come on. Like,
Hey,
Yeah, he did
I,
do that.
I shared this in a group,
Yeah.
and I got nothing back from it. So
well, spam
fuck you, people.
spam Facebook with it, kids. Spam Facebook with it.
I did. I tried.
I'm
Trust
glad
me.
you did.
Hey, I got people over in Colorado, Texas,
Oh, yeah.
Idaho.
It's
that
all right, guys.
Yeah,
It's,
but
it's going to be a
watching
cult
now.
classic. After it
Cult-
streams,
yeah,
we'll
exactly.
load it up onto YouTube.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
will be the new.
It'll catch on at
This
that
will-
so
point.
this is-
We'll go viral that
So
way.
it's like
fine.
rubber.
Yes,
It'll be the cult
right.
classic that afterwards are people going, holy shit, did I just watch that?
I'm
Yes,
so
right.
glad that people have seen that other than me. I love that.
That's such a horrible movie.
It
It
is.
was great.
Who's gonna roll us into the next topic? Fucking Russian roulette it, bro. Go ahead.
Fake badging.
Ah! I don't even. I can't. Like,
AMGs and M badges on German cars that aren't AMGs or M versions.
Dude, it's
Cobra
everything.
badges on GTs,
Nismo.
GT badges
Yes.
on V6s.
Mazda speed.
Type R badges on cars that have no business having a Type R
Exactly.
badge.
Oh.
Your Mustang V6 GT Type R V-Spec.
Well, no, that
I-
is a full-blown AutoZone decal.
Oh,
you can
no.
buy.
I
Yeah.
have actually seen a new Edge Mustang with an actual Nissan R
G-
badge
G-
underneath.
yes,
Hey,
the
guess
seat.
yes.
what? He's in our club. Well, he was in our club.
I've seen that.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I know exactly who you're talking
Okay.
about. Actually, the person that got me used to bring together.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I understand
Yeah.
most of you people are aspiring towards that manufacturer's performance entourage.
Yes.
Okay? If your vehicle was not produced in such fashion, do not put badging on that vehicle that reflects. If you have, let's see, SLK, what, like a 320? SLK 320.
Yeah.
A plain old SLK 320. Go you. You're doing pretty good. Alright? Don't put AMG badging on it just because I have a Mercedes. Alright? That's not how this works.
Yeah.
The new Edge Cobra clones.
The
The full-blown clones where they do the really
They-
bad Duraflex body.
Yes.
And then they put the Cobra badging on it.
But the thing is,
and-
they don't even do the same.
No, they don't. They don't do. They don't. No. And I've seen them before. And you pass by it and you hear the V6 drone coming out of it, and you're like,
Not hating on V6s, especially me.
no,
Well, and we
no.
even own one. We own one. I fucking love that car. That car was amazing. It was lighter than the fucking GT, and that in the front, it would handle a hell of a lot better than had all the front.
The people that just left the lobby, I'm gonna assume that you've done that to your vehicles, and,
And you just
fucking
left.
shame on
all
you.
of you just left because we're now down to 3 people. So
Shame on all of you.
sorry to hurt you.
My BMW had an M3 badge on it when I bought it. That was the first thing I did when I got it home was rip that goddamn badge off.
Yes. Well, it's
Because I had an E30 325E.
you had the
is
Econo.
the lowest of the low on that car.
Did you
You
have the
had- yes.
bumpers? Like
Yes.
the big
I had
gaudy
the-
ass
yeah.
I
fucking-
had the god awful 5 mile an hour
Yeah.
the
bumpers.
bumpers.
Yeah.
Oh,
First
yes.
thing I did was drill holes in the shocks and pushed them in.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah, your car had the E version, so it had the really long gears and low revs and just
323 rear end with a 4,700 RPM limit on it, but flat torque.
yeah.
That's what made that car so good. That car, the history of that car, that's actually an American BMW.
Yeah.
The reason they made that car in particular was because the Americans complained about the 4-cylinder BMWs not
Revving
having
to the
enough
moon.
torque.
And revving to the moon.
and not making any power until you revved them up. So they built that engine specifically for the American market.
That is pretty cool. I never knew that.
Yes.
That is pretty awesome.
If you look at the dyno charts on those cars, well, they only make 120, but it peaks at like 3,000 RPMs.
You know how many
and
people...
the torque peaks at like 2,100, and it is
Just
dead
flat
flat,
lines?
200
That's
foot-pounds of
beautiful.
torque,
It just
all the way up
plateaus.
to 4,700.
You know how many people are going to watch this and going to be like, I never fucking knew that? That's great. I never knew that. That's fantastic.
Those engines were fantastic.
That's amazing.
I could start that car in second without touching the gas. I could put it into second and feather the clutch out, and I could get it rolling like that. It's second.
That's great. That is absolutely fantastic. Do we have anything else to add on to Badge Douchebags, or are we just going to keep rolling? And also, to
Sorry,
all
I
of
kinda
you...
went off on a tangent.
No, you're fine.
No, it's okay.
I know
It's okay.
I know I said we might only go for like an hour, but if we push over an hour,
Oh
it's,
no, we're going. We're,
it's
we're
fine.
going over an hour.
It's
We are
season
going.
Is
premiere.
anybody besides Brett still there?
We got four people. Brett's still the only one. I had to just tell my sister how to comment in the things.
Fair enough.
So, hi, Jess.
How's it going, everyone? If you just came
Thanks
in,
for family actually watching this
Right.
and no one else. We love you.
welcome to Pints and Pistons. And cheers to that, everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's the equivalent of only your mom watches and buys your book.
I don't think my mom knows how to work YouTube, so we're good.
Your mom will find something to be
She'd
pissed
be
off.
yelling about doing a burnout right now.
Yeah, she'd be bitching about it anyway.
So we want to jump into the next topic. Who wants to lead us into it?
I'll lead us in because I'm the one. This next one is the one I came up with. We're going to talk about. It's a two-part topic here. We're going to talk about ugly cars that were actually really great, and really beautiful cars that were horrible to own.
This is going to be great.
So this is going to be a lot of fun.
This is going to be great.
And I want to start this off. Once again, we're talking about the E30. This is a car that I owned. It's a car that if you look at it, they did not age well.
It's perfectly fine.
They weren't that good looking to start with. I mean, it's a BMW, but that body style was never very good looking.
Better looking than a Trabant.
Better looking than a Trabant, but I mean, it's kind of an ugly car, especially when you go by
Most people have
today's
no idea what a
standards.
Trabant is.
But renowned as one of the greatest driving cars ever built. It's still a cult classic car, just in the sheer fact of how good it felt to drive. And mine was a clapped out E30 Ada, the 325E. And that thing was fantastic. The suspension was worn out. The shifter was worn out. The steering was loose on it. But damn it, it was good to drive. That thing handled so well.
86.
I got a feeling this is going to turn into cars that we all own.
I got to drive Jan's E30 a while back before he
That
sold
was
it.
a good one.
And it was automatic and it had really tall gears in it, so you really couldn't let the motor sing. But taking down Fort Island Trail in Mexico, it was actually a really fun car to drive.
Right.
It did exactly what I told it to do, and it didn't bite me in the ass for trying it. It was great.
All right, virgin confession. I've never driven a 328 or a 325 or a 3 Series in general. I've never driven a BMW 3 Series.
I
Only driven
had,
one.
wait, no, I did. Did I just go
You
for
drove
it?
Jan's.
Oh yeah,
You
I
drove
did drive
Jan's
it.
like 10 minutes after I did.
I've driven a 5 Series and one of the Z convertibles, and that's the only BMWs I've ever driven. Slight
Well,
confession there.
the E30 is the only one I've ever driven.
Yeah, no, that's it.
I had my
I drove-
E12 that I also drove. That was the only other BMW I ever drove.
The only other really slow one I rode in was, I remember Brian Farr's convertible when we went to IFO, and we did a wonderful 18.5-second quarter-mile time. Bloody Brian Farr. But it was one of those where I'm videotaping it, and he's trying to load up the launch, pulling the e-brake, trying to get it going, all that, and I'm like, light screen.
Yeah.
Light screen. What? Light screen. 2 seconds later, yeah.
All right, I think I might. You guys might go against me on this, or I might pull out the one card and be that guy. But ugly cars that were actually awesome. I'm sorry, I'm going to be that guy, and I'm going to say this. Buick Century, supercharged.
Yes.
Oh, the 3800 motor.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
No,
just about
we
any-
agree. Yes.
Just about anything with those 3800 motors.
They
are
were
awesome
similar. My
cars.
brother had the Bonneville
Yes.
SSI, the supercharged
Yeah.
Bonneville. God damn, that thing was fast.
Well, and the beautiful thing is those cars actually handled fantastically.
They did.
And
They were ugly as fuck.
Drove like Cadillacs, man. They were
Dude,
great.
and nowadays, like, if you go find one, 9 times out of 10, they're either not beat to shit, or if they are, they still run perfect.
Mhm.
You can pick them up for $2,000 or less.
Less. A lot of times less.
And all you gotta do if you want to progress on that is put a small pulley on it and a tune, and the aftermarket support is fucking vast on it. They are fantastic.
Piggybacking
cars.
off of that, there's actually a guy that we've seen multiple times at a couple shows locally that
I've
has the
heard of
Monte
him.
Carlo,
I've
the
heard of him.
3.8,
Oh, the
has
twin
the
Twin
supercharger
charge. I've heard of
and
him.
the turbo
I
on
haven't
it.
seen him. Yes, he's
I've
twin
never
charge.
Yes,
seen that.
twin charge 3.8.
And a lot
Nice.
of people do that, and like those cars, they're unsuspecting. That's the best part.
Yeah.
You could be cruising down the street in one of those, and somebody's like, "That's a god awful, ugly old person piece of what the fuck just happened."
Right.
Exactly.
Like,
Did it just be flame tracks and
Did it
travel
just
in the
gap me?
future?
Right? Right?
I will admit, bunch of JC Whitney parts on it. But once the hood popped open and we saw, like, I'm like, oh shit, it's a 3.8 supercharged. Then we're like, oh shit.
There's a turbo.
It's
There's
a
a turbo
3.8
there, too.
turbocharged. It's
Yes.
wait, what?
Some magnificent bastard twin charged the 3.8.
That's
motor.
Yeah,
beautiful.
That's beautiful.
That's a
It
beautiful
was
soul.
wonderful. It was wonderful.
Somebody else got an ugly one. Come on.
We'll go with you, Brian.
Kind of gonna say like 86 Taurus when it debuted.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Because
yes.
when it came out, it looked compared to every other sedan
Yes.
out there. It looked absolutely weird.
But it was
A
car
pretty
and driver's
decent damn
car.
car.
Yeah.
They're really
It was-
durable.
They were
Yes.
Pretty
fantastic.
decent damn car.
And then the show came.
See, and that was
Right.
gonna be mine. That was gonna be my ugly
That's-
car. That was great. That fucking motor was STX.
Oh, it's
dude.
Nick.
Woo! You know what?
Serio.
Was that Nick?
That's Nick.
Oh shit!
Hey Nick, if you're watching this, you know,
Oh,
we
yeah,
just saw you drive
He's
by.
not watching.
well,
I hope he's not watching.
He just drove by. I really hope he's not sitting there going doo doo doo. Hey, they're funny.
Boom.
No, he'd be saying what a shit show.
Yeah, but no, I gotta say the first gen show.
Yeah.
That car, like the outside, I mean, for its day.
It looked like a family sedan that was
Exactly.
basic and cheap.
And the thing was, is the show body kit for it was just a grill insert that was different,
Yep.
and maybe a little bit of a lip on the front and rear bumper. That was it. And then
Yeah,
the
you had to
wheels.
look
That
close
was
Was the
to
it.
tail
taillights different too?
No.
They had a
No.
different
No.
pattern on the
No.
tail.
They're all the same.
No,
you had to
exactly
look
the
close
same.
at those cars.
Yeah, you
Basically,
really did.
And I know
thought there
that
was something
here. I know that
different
The
here.
second gen. The second gen's taillights were slightly different.
Okay.
Now the first gen shows we actually had the sheriff's department here actually had a couple of them
Oh, yeah.
as actual like legit cop
Showing
cars.
their
That's
age.
fantastic.
You had to look close to see what they were. It's like holy shit, it's a fucking show cop car.
Yeah.
And like how in depth Ford and Yamaha went into developing that, engine.
motor
Those-
is an amazing fucking motor.
That individual runner intake manifold. I don't know if any of you have ever driven a first in show,
No, I haven't.
but the note that a
That-
stock one makes from under the hood, because it's got the crossed individual runners in the intake
Uh-huh.
manifold. It's honestly almost one of the most beautiful sounding V6s ever created,
Yeah.
and the torque curve is absolutely
Amazing.
gorgeous on them.
Amazing.
They're balanced. They even handle well.
Yes.
And you can go to the grocery store and take your kids with you.
Well, but the
But
best
on
thing
the other
is-
hand, it is an early '90s Ford,
Yeah.
which means
So
the rest of
it's
the car
gonna
was
fall
pretty
apart,
much a shitbox.
yeah.
I mean they're nice and they're durable mechanically, but all the plastic
Everything
trim,
else,
all the
yeah.
interior, they're
It
garbage.
was
Yeah.
But-
cheap and
You also got
That's
to admit,
anything 90s.
when you pop the hood and you look at that motor.
oh, it was
That
amazing.
intake.
Somebody was like,
Oh.
"What is this?
Oh
what
my
are
god,
those?"
that I have
That was
to
the-
admit,
that was the
besides
style.
some of the Alpha or like the 80s and 90s Alpha motors,
Yeah, they had those individual runners like that.
that motor
That was
is
the kind
just
of
a
intake they should have put on the
beautiful-
Cyclone engine.
Yes,
Yeah.
that
Oh.
is just a beautiful.
I don't want to
beautiful
talk
motor.
about Cyclones.
Not the GMC Cyclone. We're
No,
talking
no,
about
the
the Cyclone
3.7.
V6.
Okay,
3.7
good. I was gonna
V6.
say I got so sad about a Cyclone recently. We'll have to go into that. Like, I'll tell you
Okay,
guys.
okay.
That'll be for much later. I'll tell you. guys
Episode
about
2.
that. Sure. Yeah.
Oh.
And he knows about the Cyclone.
I know what
gas.
he's talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
So.
So what about a pretty car, a beautiful car that is absolutely horrid? I'll start this one off. Every single 70s Lamborghini. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. You're fucking James May driving the thing. Speedometer broken, tach broken, oil pressure gauge negative,
I'm pretty sure we
amp
can just
negative,
say every.
but my clock works. Yes.
We could just say every Italian supercar from the
From
70s to
80s
80s
and 90s.
Most of the 90s, yeah. There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
a Ferrari Testarossa.
And we're done.
I went.
Beautiful car, but Try driving it.
Jesus
I
Christ.
went to one of the international auto shows down south once, and I got the ever-loving, gracious gift of seeing a Countach. All right.
Oh, beautiful.
It was a yellow Countach, and the owner was showing me around the vehicle, and I noticed firsthand that everything in the car looked untouched. And I asked him, I said, "Is this car truly like this?" And he goes, "I'm afraid to touch buttons because they'll break." And according to him, according to him, it vibrated worse than a Harley. It consumed about 2 quarts of oil every couple thousand miles. Parts were unretrievable, like anything. Even going to a machinist, nobody wanted to make things for him, and everything just stopped working.
Yep.
And he said it was probably one of the worst purchases he's ever made. The only reason he's not selling it is because he's proud of how much money he spent on it, and he knows he won't be able to make his money back out of it. And it's the same goes, like you guys said, for just about any
Italian.
Well, it's not even really Italian. It's the 70s in general. They made cars to appeal to the eye.
Well, there's a lot of the small niche market cars. Like Brett and I one time were down at Brooksville Ford dealership and saw a 1-year-old Lotus Esprit S4. Damn near a brand new car.
Garbage.
It was a shitbox.
Yep.
There was literally shit falling off of it. It was a shitbox.
Look at a Bricklin.
I think every Esprit has shit falling off of
The
it.
SV1.
I'm pretty
Beautiful car. Beautiful car.
Pointless.
Exactly. Or a DeLorean. Oh, for that
See, I
one.
was gonna bring
Oh,
up
the DeLorean.
Beautiful, beautiful car. If they would have just done a different motor.
Go. I want you to rip on it because I know you
The
want to.
DeLorean was a car that was ruined by its creator's,
Coke habit?
his, not just his coke habit, his,
John Z didn't do coke. He just tried to sell some coke to save his failing company.
what's the word I'm trying to look for? His vision. His lack of ability to pull off his vision. Because they originally wanted to put a rotary powered engine in that. That was supposed to be rotary powered.
You know, that thing. If that would have happened, ultimate car.
And
ultimate car right there.
That car was killed by the fact that when they went to go produce it, they realized they didn't have time to come up with the rotary engine the way they wanted to do it. So then they went to a Ford V6. That wasn't going to work, so they went to the Fiat V6, which killed the car. Or Peugeot, I'm sorry. Peugeot.
2.75 liters.
Right.
Of
130
piss.
horsepower for the U.S. market.
and you,
Way
and
back
at that point, you hope you got the manual.
Way back in my two-legged days, I had a first-gen Datsun Z, and I actually had somebody in a DeLorean want to race me from a light in Ocala. Didn't end well for him.
I'm sure it didn't. That's a car that can't get out of its own way, let alone traffic.
Yeah.
I drugged my boss's 78 911 in Ocala with that
But
car,
the regular car reviews that had the V8 swap DeLorean.
That LS.
Now, that was
That
cool.
was
Proper
proper.
car.
Because you had everything interior and design-wise that you wanted out of the DeLorean with a motor where you could actually
Drive
hit
it.
88 miles per
Right.
hour.
Well, what it was taking all the beautiful aesthetics of the DeLorean and then creating a car that actually worked.
I mean, because you really think about it, it really was a gorgeous car. It was
It was.
designed very well. Even the interior, for that time.
The ergonomics of it.
Ergonomics, there you go.
Were really good on it. Everything was in perfect placement and
Who
all
was the
that.
styling house that did that car? Was it Giugiaro?
I think it was.
Or Bertone? I thought it was one of the
I
Italian.
thought it was
I think it was
Bertone.
Bertone.
I'm pretty
I
sure
thought
it was
one of the
Bertone.
Italian styling
Yeah.
houses that did it.
Yeah.
The car looked good, but it was crap.
Yeah.
I have one that I don't think you guys will agree on for being beautiful. I have an odd taste in the vehicle, so I think it's pretty, but the car was absolute fuck garbage. The Plymouth Prowler.
Yes, I almost
God.
brought that one
Yes,
up.
that car's
Yes.
horrible.
Okay.
It is beautiful, but come on, that V6, man.
It's not just that. I like to call the Plymouth Prowler a coffee break car.
Yes.
Because everybody was hunched around a table like so, and they're all sitting there, itching each other, tapping the table, drinking their coffee, smoking cigarettes. The boss says we gotta come out with a fucking car now.
Plymouth is
And they're like,
come on,
and they're
let's
like,
do
okay
this.
guys, ready. 3.5 out of the Chrysler LHS. No, fucking stay with me over here. 3.5 out of the Chrysler LHS. Gauge cluster out of a Grand Caravan. Radio out of a Neon. Shifter out of a PT Cruiser. we have a fucking car, and that's
bumpers that look like an afterthought.
Oh
Yep.
my god!
Which luckily were removable. You can
Although
remove
there
Oh.
was, I forgot who did this, but there was a couple of people. They built a handful of these things where they pulled those crappy V6s out and threw 3.7 Hemis into them.
That's-
5.7 Hemis and called them howlers.
That's fine. That
Now,
would be good.
See, there's actually one that I just saw. I forgot where on YouTube.
The Hellcat?
Yes, they
Yeah.
put a Hellcat motor in.
Oh, this was done back when the Prowlers were new.
Yeah.
Somebody had taken a handful of
But-
brand new Prowlers and dropped 5.7 Hemis into them and called them howlers.
It's like Chrysler didn't even make an effort because they put this 3.5 in there. They mounted it the same way with a different transmission because the LHS had a transverse mounted trans axle.
Yeah.
But that's besides the point. They didn't even up-tune it or anything. They didn't put anything different. It was literally the LHS motor slapped in the Prowler. It wasn't like we're going to put a more aggressive tune or different exhaust or
Nothing.
intake. Nothing.
No
Same
sound
power
came out of that
numbers.
car.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Prowler weighed just as much as the LHS.
Yes.
And I've read where they handled
They,
horrible handling.
Well, you got to think about it too. When you're driving one, the fenders are exposed, right? You can only see one wheel turning, but you don't see the other. Can you imagine how bad that messes with your peripheral?
Well, not only that, the Prowler in general was a failure of a car, in my opinion. Simply because,
I promise my dog.
what's your demographic here? You want to get the old guys.
65 plus retirement community. The trunk can fit a thing of golf clubs in. That's what it is.
What?
But
the trunk can fit golf clubs in.
all right, so there's your target demographic is 65 plus. You're talking about retirees that want something cool to drive to the golf course. If I've got that kind of money to spend, I'm not buying a brand new car hot rod. I'm gonna build a hot rod. If I've got that money, I can have a shop build me something.
Yeah, but then again, I mean, you can see.
And then I'll have something that's absolutely unique and no one else can have it.
Yeah, but you can see some cars parked at some of these events where 65-year-old men are basically 16-year-old boys.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yes.
Anybody who's tuning in now, please share this
Yes,
so other
please
people can watch
share.
it. We're still going. We're going to go for a little longer than
well-
we originally intended. We're having a good time, and
Yeah,
hopefully
we have-
anybody who's watching
I don't
is
know.
having a good
We
time.
haven't hit an hour yet.
We haven't even hit that. That's beautiful.
And we still got a couple other beers that we want to
We
try.
still have more things to talk
And,
about.
I mean,
too.
I know we hit the end of almost the end of our list, but I have a bunch of shit rolling around in my head.
Oh, well,
that
we
I
still
don't
have
throw
your
out.
I got-
Yeah.
pretty but shit cars.
Yeah, give me somebody else. Give us a good one. Here.
FDR-X7.
I don't like you, man.
I
Yeah,
had,
no,
I had an
that's all right.
FDR-X7.
That's all right. No, you're.
I love
100%
rotary
correct.
cars because they're cool.
Yeah, but
But the,
Second and third gen, great looking cars. The third gen. Oh,
I
first gen
love the
says-
way the third gens look. I love the way the FD looks, and I love the fact that they went twin sequential like a lot of the other bubble era cars. But
I wonder if I should put.
All right, we're back.
that's all right.
we're back. We're back.
We are back.
Yeah, we're back.
All right, we're back.
Sorry
So
about
anyway,
that. Sorry.
Like I said, so I mean the third gens they look beautiful. If you find a stock one, you're going to spend a boatload of money making all the stock shit work again.
Yeah.
So that's where you find so many modded ones. So
That's true. And the thing is too is like they were great cars. They were very impractical to daily. Even back then, they were impractical to daily. They have too many issues. The gauges go fucking ballistic if you had it for more than what I think after like 3 years, people start reporting it.
So it's a 90s GM?
The gauges went ballistic.
90s, fix that for you.
The seats tore up really easy. The window switches fell out of the fucking console. They were great to drive though, and you're right. They were fantastic to drive. The stereo was great, and they had a really interesting Bose acoustic system in them that was very well. And the beautiful thing about the sequential setup on it was that you pretty much had no lag whatsoever.
Because you had a teeny tiny one in a nice.
Yeah, and they were connected. They're inverted towards each
Yep.
other with one shaft. It's actually a really beautiful thing to see. I've driven quite a few FDs and I've worked on a few of them, but I know they have a lot of common issues with them. And the thing is all these common issues. It's not like they were reported 20 years down the road. It was right after they came out.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, but I mean, you take the intake and everything off, and you look at all just the absolute maze
Oh.
of vacuum hoses,
Oh,
and solenoids, and plugs.
That's
and,
why so many people ditch the sequentials. And like you said, it's modded. You can get an OEM one now, like 30,000 miles on Bring a Trailer, pulling $40,000 for a
Yep.
fucking FD.
What did that white Integra R go for on Bring a Trailer? It was like 38.
47.
Oh, yeah.
No, I think it was 47.
It
I
was
think
42,000
yeah.
something.
Integra Type R's are doing that too.
But
Yeah.
but the thing is, it goes all around, all around. That's one of those few cars where you can say that is an all around awesome car.
So what's your pretty but shit?
Sorry.
All right, so you may not agree with me on this. All right, this is actually a car that's great to drive, but ugly. Just ugly. Oh my God, this is ugly. The brand new Civic Type R.
Ugliest ugly.
Honda.
Like,
Come
what
on,
were you
man.
thinking?
really?
The one finally you
You
give
had
us
all
a
that
Civic
money.
Type R, and you give us the ugliest piece of shit you could ever deal with.
You had all that money, all of that money to design that car with. You're Honda. We expected better.
See what
And
I
it's
think.
bigger than a 90s Accord.
Oh, it's huge.
What I think happened with that design was they finally went to Jeremy Clarkson, and they're like, listen, you know how you played Gran Turismo one time on a PS2? Design a car around that.
Right.
And he's like, I'm gonna make this a boy racer. Heyman will fucking love this. And there you go, the new Civic Type R. Am I right?
Designed by Clarkson, loved by Hamster, hated by Captain Slow. That works.
Exactly.
Yeah, that
You're
really
welcome.
does work. There's one around here, isn't there? A black one?
Yes, a black one.
I see it
sits
over
up
here.
across from
The music shop
yep,
down
yep,
there.
yep.
I see it all the time.
And when they first came out, they were pulling some stupid premiums.
They were doing like $15,000-$20,000 over
Right.
over MSRP.
That's
Like, you'd end up-
Just
you were
like
gonna spend-
GT350s, just like
the
Focus
RS
RS.
and all
Yeah,
that
true.
shit.
yeah.
That's something else we need to talk about in another show. We need to
RS?
implore the automotive industry to stop with this markup bullshit.
Oh,
That's the dealers that's doing
That's the
that.
deal. That ain't the. That
But
ain't
that's the
actual
automotive
thing.
industry.
Well,
That's,
no.
Well,
that's-
speaking
that's
of that, I mean, when the
That's the
demons,
business.
when the demons that have just come out,
Yeah.
Chrysler has actually tried to take steps to kind of tamp that down,
Mm-hmm.
and cars that are ordered without a specific allocation to an owner already, which are the ones that dealers are trying to sell at a markup like that, those are kicked all the way to the back of the production list.
Yep.
So paying a premium to be the first on the block to have one doesn't work.
Sure. More beer.
All right.
More beer.
Hey, Sabrina and everybody inside, can you take a Motorhead Road Crew, which is going to be the beer we're going to review, take it, split it between four glasses, so that way we can all try it. 'cause
How do you
they-
like that?
We have magic beer systems.
We got
we
magic
say
beer
our order on
system.
the stream and it'll fucking appear. How do you
Give
like
it about 5 minutes and it'll happen.
Actually, because you just said that.
that? That's good. Now it's just like, really, fuck you. I'm not doing that.
She's not gonna do it.
So I guess, and we're probably going to be dipping off to a few side notes here.
Well, I got another side note, and it's on the fact of not really ugly cars and all that stuff, but just about cars that we're loving. My sister was trying to put it on the thing; she couldn't figure it out. Sorry, Jess, you can't figure it out apparently. She wants to know what is the one car that we miss, that we own, that we've missed.
Oh.
can I start this?
Start it.
I've got two.
Okay.
One is my '94 Ford Ranger that I sold for $1,000, and I still kick myself for selling it. It's a fantastic truck.
Mm-hmm.
And you couldn't get another one for $1,000. At least on an ice cream.
I'll never find one that nice
No.
ever again for what I paid for it.
No shit, there was one 2003 with like 180,000 miles up at the Ford dealership.
They wanted $8,000 for that thing.
$8,000 for it.
Yeah, Rangers are pulling a stupid
yes,
premium.
all of a sudden they just
So are Tacos.
skyrocket. Yes.
Tacos
well,
too.
Tahoe's
Yeah.
always.
No, not Tahoes, tacos.
Hyundai engineers went to work for Honda.
So the other one is my 1980 BMW 528i, my E12. This car, there's a story to this car, and I want to tell it real quick. I'll wrap it up.
No problem. Go.
So-
We're doing this.
I had gotten my 3 Series, and I was having some issues with it mechanically, and I was struggling to find parts. And I'm on the forum, I'm just surfing through the local classifieds in Florida. And I come across this free car to the first one who comes to get it. I look at it, it's this guy out in Wildwood. And he says, whoever comes here first to get this car, it's theirs. So I messaged the guy, well, what's the car? He's like, well, it's a 1980 BMW 528i. Does it run? Well, yeah, it runs, but you're going to need a trailer because the brakes are locked up. It's been sitting a while. Okay, I figure I get the logistics, I get a trailer, I go get it. We drive it up onto the trailer. It drives right as it sits. I get it home, I take the brakes off, and I run them back and forth and get them loosened up. and the damn car runs and drives perfect. This thing is a German muscle car.
Oh, yeah.
It was a 2.8 liter M30 engine, which was just all low end grunt.
Straight six, right?
Yeah, straight six engine, just all
Can't
low
go
end
wrong with
grunt.
straight six.
Just monstrous torque. It was a 3-speed automatic, and the book said the estimated top speed of the car was 208 miles an hour. Now, it would never do that aerodynamically speaking, but you could jack the wheels up, and they would spin up to 208 miles an hour if you got all the way to redline in third gear. And it had 4-piston, solid mounted calipers up front, 2-piston solid mounted calipers out back. It was one of the greatest driving
that sounds like a
and greatest
fantastic car,
handheld
really.
cars I've ever had. I drove that car off and on for like 2.5 years without ever putting $1 into it. I put tires on it that I bought from a junkyard. That was it. And that car still ran when I sold it.
That's fantastic.
And
One
how
of the
much
greatest
profit-
driving cars I've ever owned.
How much profit did you make on it?
I sold it for $450.
You made pretty much $300 and something profit on that car.
Yeah, take out the $110 I
that-
spent on
yeah,
tires,
tires.
and that's it.
That's what I call
Great
a
fucking
great
car.
deal.
Great
Great
car
deal.
too.
Most certainly.
It's kind of a toss-up. I missed my first gen Datsun Z, but I think it was my first car, my 76 Celica GT.
85 CRX?
No, not that one.
Sell,
Fuck 85 CRX. Fuck those cars. No, I had a 76 Celica GT and 830, and those things are. Over the past few years, I've seen one on Craigslist in Orlando. They wanted 12 grand for the orange car. I found one in Texas that was interior was redone, mechanicals were redone, body was ready for paint. It was $13,000. That was on Auto Trader. I found one on eBay in Ohio that was slowly becoming one with the yard that it was parked in.
Yeah.
And then there was the blue car that was pretty much my high school car. Was on Bring a Trailer. Didn't need issues there. I have no idea what they were asking for. But those are the only 4 cars of those I've seen for sale. Miss those cars.
That's hard for me too. I've had so many fucking cars, man.
Well, and see, just in the, because I've known you for what, 7, 8 years, and that,
I
and
had so many
the,
cars.
I think the first car that you had when I met you was at Passat. That was
Ah.
actually the first turbo car.
I don't miss that
I rode.
fucking
Oh,
car a
God.
single goddamn bit. That car can rot
gonna
in the
say, we-
deepest depths of below
I think
hell.
on the way to the gas station, you
Oh.
were going to get smokes, and I was getting a drink or something like that, and we were at Beach, and you drove me up there, and I think we died like 3 times on the way there.
That car sucked the biggest, nastiest balls.
I
Honestly,
remember that car. You drove up to Kiel one time in that car, and I don't
The
remember
white
why
one.
you were up there.
I don't want to
four-door
talk.
white one?
That car is god awful, man. You
I
know,
thought that was the only, is that the only Volkswagen you've owned?
thank God.
Yeah.
I think actually the car that I traded that for is probably my most missed car. I had a '94 Mazda MX-3.
Oh,
with
that
the
one.
1.6 liters of 101 horsepower furious little angry dual cam engine. That car had a trapezoidal tri-link rear suspension, fully adjustable from the factory. It was a blast! It had little itty-bitty tires, 100 horsepower, a 5-speed transmission. That's all you needed. It was so much fun.
It almost describes my FB.
The Captain Slow
Right?
theory.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it falls under the theory of it's
it's skinny-
funner to drive a slow car
Yeah.
fast than it is to drive a fast car
That
slow.
I topped it out when I still had the stock engine in it. I got it up to 106 miles an hour, going downhill on the interstate. I eventually swapped the motor. I wanted more power. I built an NA BP that was combined from a Protege and a Kia Sophia for it. That's besides the point. But anyway, that car was awesome, man. There were so many cool little things about it. It had little slits on the door panels that said touch that would remove your static when you got out of the car so you wouldn't shock yourself. It had perforated leather seats for '94.
And that
Early 2000s Fords with fabric seats could have used that.
and that calls underneath the weird shit from the 80s and 90s that come out of Japan that is just that weird shit that we all love.
It had the beautiful, that I don't know why automakers haven't got back into it yet, but the driver-oriented dashboard.
Yes.
That's the MX-3 had that.
Yeah,
the dashboard
that
swooped
curved
around
shaded.
you, and it was
My 95 Lincoln Mark 8 was like that.
Well, that
it was just
MK4
so cool.
Supra.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
The
everything
FDs
is
were like that.
It turns towards it. Screw the passenger.
It's all
changing the
about
radio.
you who are
Yeah.
driving. And the car honestly could sit two people in the pathetic excuse of a back seat kind of comfortably.
Yeah.
And it revved up to 7,000 RPM from the factory.
Mm-hmm.
The transmission was snappy as shit. And it stayed on the ground.
Yeah.
It was so much fun to have that car.
Yeah.
And now it's your turn.
Oh, I think everybody who knows me knows what mine is.
Yep.
It's Old Blue. It's my first
Wow.
car. My
Yep.
my first '86 Mustang that I had. Now, besides my Focus that I got now, all I've owned is Mustangs. But I'm not that guy. As you could hear, I love fucking everything. But that first car, we bought it for $800 when I was 14 years old.
I remember you driving it to high school.
Had a 2.3.
Which was last week, by the way.
Yeah. Had a 2.34 cylinder, iron block, iron head, single Weber carburetor with no choke. When I bought it, it had 280,000 miles, a 3-speed automatic, no heat, no AC, but it was a notchback. And you know what?
Yep.
I drove that car for 5 years. When I sold it, I lost $50 on that sale. And when I sold it, it had 320-something thousand
That's
miles on it.
amazing.
And every time it rains, I got soaked. I hit a puddle, I got soaked. It had no brakes. It was an open dip. I couldn't do 50 miles per hour uphill. But you know what? That was my first car. I learned how to jet a carburetor off of that. I learned how to work on a carburetor off of that car. I learned how to do a lot of the shit that I can do off of that car. And that is just, it brings back so many memories off of that.
Welcome,
And-
additional viewers. We got 6.
Woo, 6
Sorry.
viewers! Woo,
Hello,
up to
everyone.
6. Yes.
Feel free to share
Yes.
this so other
Please
people can see
share.
it. We're kind of spitting off now about cars that we own
Yes.
that we missed.
And, but I also gotta add, they should be coming. Where the hell's our beer?
I
Where's our-
just put it in beer
Yeah.
order again. So.
Oh, yeah.
I also gotta add, and this is one that I feel bad for my sister buying, but my Cobra, my '96 Cobra.
That thing- that
That
thing's
car was beat to shit.
Yeah, pretty
Drove-
much.
All right, we're back online.
All right, be nice to the beer assistant. We're back online.
Be nice now. We're back online.
Anyway,
Don't
so,
piss off the beer
Ni-
assistant.
96 Cobra, love
Yeah.
that car. It's great. Fucking motor turned to shit after a couple Mexico runs that I did badly. And I'm still able to see it. That's the one best thing. I'm still able to see it. It still runs like shit. I'm sorry, Justin Ryan. I'm sorry. But we're about to, hopefully, once it gets cooler in that, Ryan has big plans. That motor's getting pulled, and from everything that we've been talking about,
You're going to put an LS in it. That's
no,
great.
It's getting a turbo stop.
The LS guys are like retards with erection.
No.
They'll shove it in anything.
I'm
We're pulling that motor. We're rebuilding it, and it's getting the turbo stop onto it.
Oh,
So
side rant. If anybody asks me one more fucking time,
we lost
if-
viewers on that.
that's fine. If anybody asks me one more fucking time if I'm putting an LS in my wife's RX-7, do me a favor. When you ask me that, send me your address so I can personally show up to your house and fucking throat punch you.
Yeah, if you
Alright?
do that, I'm throw punching
I'm
you.
not. There's not an LS going in that fucking car.
No,
It's plain and
it
simple.
better be a rotary. If it's
Uh,
not a rotary,
I just
I'm-
have one question then. Are you putting an LS in your wife's RX-7? Come on.
Good to know slap you for that. Thank you.
Worth it.
Anyway, no, three triangles, 3 Doritos.
It's better.
Three
It's
of
better.
them.
You're doing a 3-rotor?
Yeah, 10 grand.
20B.
10 grand.
Nick, you're doing a 20B?
10 grand.
A 20B?
10 grand for the motor. Yeah.
You're doing a 20B out of a Cosmo.
So how much
Yeah.
dicks are you sucking on the side? Because I might need to get on that. Cause
Yeah, I work 2
got a
jobs.
couple-
I work 2 jobs. It's for a reason. Oh, hell yeah.
I'm assisting the beer assistant.
Oh no, I'm getting the bottle.
I feel like we're not drinking beer. in
There's
this glass
nothing in the
and stuff.
bottle now.
What?
Okay. She loves you. Anyway,
I love you too, wife.
so
We did say thank you.
All right, did everybody get their?
Oh, hey,
they
hey,
love the
Brett.
most?
Brett says Coyote swap your RX-7. Now, see, I'm okay with Coyote swap, but I gotta
That's just because
admit,
you're like 4.
no, I gotta admit, it's a pain in the ass because of
I
all
don't
the
think it would
electronics. All the electronics.
I
Okay,
think it
so
would.
on a side note, this is, and the reason I'm sharing
Dude,
it
this
with
smells
everybody is
amazing.
because we
He's
had to
stingy with his
smuggle.
beer.
We had to smuggle this from fucking Michigan to try to get it back. This is one of my. It's not only one of my favorite bands. It's the name of my wonderful dog.
You guys probably can't see it.
Here. It's. Hold on, we'll see it. It's coming in right there. It is the Motorhead Road Crew. It is an American IPA.
Dude, it smells delicious.
I have a thing for metal bands beers. Every single Iron Maiden beer they have come out with, I have absolutely fucking loved. The Trooper is one of my favorites, like just all around beers to drink. I'm not an IPA fan, but this American IPA isn't as hoppy as you would expect, and it's actually really fucking good, and I'm so happy.
Well, boys, cheers.
Hey, I just gotta say,
Cheers.
this is for Lenny.
For Lenny.
What, the dog?
Yeah, it's for Lenny. So, what do you think? It's an American IPA.
I like that a lot.
It's
That's
smooth.
actually really good.
It's smooth. It's not as I mean.
It
not
doesn't
as-
have nearly as much hoppiness as like
No.
the dogfish
Exactly.
that we're drinking right
Exactly.
here. It's
I can
very
drink it.
smooth. Yeah, that's a drinkable IPA.
And it is.
That's really good.
6.2%.
Yeah, it's not hoppy, but it is very flavorful for sure. And it's all aftertaste too. It's almost like,
You get all that floralness and you know the.
but it's not hoppy. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good beer.
Yeah.
I'm not a beer snob, either like it or I don't.
Mustang!
Yeah.
Sorry.
Not doing Mustang things.
No. No.
Yeah, we're crowded over here. He didn't come at us.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I got the 6-foot fence. It holds back stuff.
I can't get over how my head
Nice
feels.
going, retard.
Moon Man!
Your mom's calling.
Mom's in the hospital.
My head feels so good, man.
Yeah. So, do
Yeah.
we want to?
Okay. Well, do you mind if I swing by after
We want to take a break for a second
I'll see
and
whenever I get
let
there.
him get
Okay,
back.
I'm
So,
working.
beer. How do you think? Everything came out good. You think it's good?
Right,
Do you want to
yeah.
try another one too?
Why not?
Okay. Well, hey guys
Listen,
inside,
I'm German and Irish. I
can
can
you
drink like a
bring
champion.
bring out the Holland
Racist.
and we'll pour it into our glasses. We'll be back.
Well,
So,
yeah.
and we apparently got Pickle Rick over here.
I'm
So,
trying to mute my phone.
I-
Sorry about that.
You're
let's
Sorry,
go
everyone.
into
That guy.
one of our other points that we got. One of the segments that we were talking about doing was each time going into detail about a car that we love. That is a great car, awesomeness, and that, but
Or just
not,
a car in general, pick one at random.
but not like a supercar or something like that. A normal car that can be awesome.
Basic, affordable car, and I don't know if anyone's going to agree with me, and I'm just going to say it, but what I hope this branches out into is that enough people watch this,
Yes.
and it gets to the point where you guys pick the car we talk about.
Yeah, well,
Which
we only got 2 people watching.
Well, this may not always be a live thing. We may end up doing recording and slapping it on there, but I like the live thing. I know there's only 2 people watching, but hopefully...
But thank you guys, because
Yeah.
we've had a solid
Wow.
single
Brett
digit
said he had to
amount.
turn us off, but we're not a horrible shit show. Thanks, Brett.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Brett.
Thanks,
That was
Brett.
so nice of you. The 2 people watching, that's the TV and us, isn't it?
No, the TV's under mine, so it's us plus one other person. I don't know who you are, one other person.
Thank you, and
Thank
we're
you,
sorry.
please.
That's
Thank
all right.
you, sorry. You're awesome.
Basically, affordable car.
Well, I mean, Mike thought about the Crown Vic as our
Yeah,
first one.
I like the Crown.
The Crown
I'm
Vic,
just saying
the Panther
everything-
platform.
Everything off, yeah, that platform, the Crown Vic, the town car, the Grand Marquis,
But you also got to throw in there
P71.
the Marauder.
the Marauder, yes,
Marauder.
the Marauder,
The daddy of all
Panthers.
Panthers.
yeah. You could,
Well, they're big, they're heavy, they're reliable. You can beat the hell out of them.
Yep.
literally,
You can buy used cop cars in pretty decent shape for
2,000 grand.
2-3
Yeah,
grand
2,000
for
grand.
2 or 3 grand for a pretty nice one.
and they've usually been maintained very well too.
They have been maintained very well, and kind of like the ultimate road trip car.
Exactly.
It really is.
I mean, if you wanted to buy a car and drive it across the country, that's the car.
Yeah, we have one of our coworkers has got a 98 Grand Marquis. He drove from Indiana down here.
Right.
But,
It's all rusty underneath. He had a brake line go out on him, but it's still running.
But yeah, does it
He
run-
was able to
run
patch it back
awesome?
together
Yeah.
and keep it running.
And the thing that I love about the Panther body is you got the wonderful wide range
You could
that
do,
it came in. Well, I mean, you had from basically the 80s.
Cop cars and taxi cabs.
Yeah, but I mean, not only the
Yes,
90s.
yes, square bodies.
Yeah, you had square bodies, you had, the rounder bodies, and you had, the bodies that I think it was 99 and up or 2000 and up that they went to that finally, the final design that lasted until
And you
what
had-
was it, 2011?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, something's coming. That's why I said the great thing about living on this road, you'll get stuff coming.
Then you get things that go up like the the Town Car Signature Series.
Oh,
They're like
yeah.
actually very, very well put together, comfortable luxury cars.
Yep.
And
Depreciated like a stone in the wind.
Yeah.
and that's the beautiful thing, because if you own one and you do 90 on a public road, a cop will think that's just an old lady, let her fly.
Exactly.
Just like yours.
Speaking of that, and this has to be a thing, because I had a 95 Lincoln Mark 8, and I passed a cop one time doing 75 and a 55 on a 2-lane highway, Mexico. I swear to Christ, he instant on me, full on K-band hit. I thought I was going to get a ticket. He didn't even put his brake lights on.
Right.
And if I had been driving my Fox body, I would have been yanked out of the car and Rodney King in the middle of the street.
Right. I mean, they're total camouflage.
Yeah.
You tint it out and you can't see who's driving it, you're never going to get pulled over for speeding. They're going to assume...
But then again, you can't speed because everyone will assume you're a cop and everybody will go 5 miles over the speed limit.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's just got to be one of the best things, though, is owning, like, one of those retired police interceptors and just riding people's asses just for the fun of it. Just to watch them freak out and slow down.
Yeah, people who do that are dicks.
But, like, still, they're fantastic cars. If you want to fuck with them, they're easy to fuck with. Have you ever heard one of those straight pipes, one of those 4.6s? Just straight pipes.
Yeah.
It's a straight pipe
They
too,
sound
Bob.
awesome.
Yeah, they sound great.
They s-
Neighbor.
What, neighbor. You can weld the diff and then have a fun-ass drift car. The Hager Garage did that one. They did a ghetto-ass boosted Grand Marquis. Stock motor, welded diff on like 10 PSI, held up, burnouts all day, drifts all day, with a vinyl top Grand Marquis. Like,
Oh, they were tough as nails. Those
They really
cars
were.
can just take anything you can throw at them. You want to go doing some Dukes of Hazzard rally racing through back roads?
fucking send
Just
it.
go do it. Just send it. It'll handle it.
That's amazing.
I mean, it's a bit big, but I would say chump car or Lemon's car.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. That would be so much fun to have one of those as a Lemons car.
Yeah. You'd run the track because, well, nobody else has that much weight.
Yeah.
Except for maybe a pickup truck.
Yeah, but if you got into bumper car racing, you'd pretty much be penalized 300 laps and kick out of it.
Right.
Fair enough. Speaking of Grand Marquis,
Right. There goes
there you
one.
go. There goes one right down the road.
This is Florida. This is where they all came.
Well, like my parents had a 98 Lincoln Town Car. And if you want something to just drive and you want to be comfortable and you want it to be quiet inside and you just want to, but it's still got enough power to get up and go.
It's got enough room for everything too.
That is a rolling stuffed leather couch on wheels. That's what that is. They were comfortable.
Antagonizing the beer assistant. I got another one for us.
They were comfy. They were quiet. But they got up and went. They were good cars.
Now, see, with the Panther, I've seen ones where they have made it into a road race car. The brakes on them, when you fully gut them, you're taking out a whole bunch
back,
of,
kiddos.
you gotta tap on the door to unlock it.
Well, hell, they had a full watch link suspension
Yeah,
set up in it.
when you take out the interior and all that stuff and fully gut it, you are getting a shit ton of weight out of it. The brakes are meant to hold up, so they won't fade that much. And that you slightly lower them, and that put maybe coilovers on it. You're even stopped. The gearing on them is good for a road course. I mean, it's a 4-speed automatic, but the gears are so long that pretty much first, second, and third, that's all you need. You take off overdrive, and that's all you need. And that's good. Also, Roush, they had, I think it was 4 or 5 of them. they had the Rouse Cobra Crown Vic, where it was they took it was the 32 valve 4.6 dual overhead cam that they put in the Marauder, but it had all the Cobra intake and all that, not the Marauder intake. Made the full power of the NA motor, 5-speed manual in it, lowered down. They used them at their race.
Wait, did those cars go to Skip Barber?
Yes, it went to the racing school and that.
Oh.
I was lucky enough. I think it was 2012 at Silver Springs. One of them showed up. They were all black. They came. Their front bumpers were molded Cobra front, like the Terminator front bumpers, onto them, but molded into the stock bumper. And it wasn't jury rigged and all that. And those things were amazing. Full cage, but full like how Cletus has neighbor.
Full interior.
Full 4 bucket seats in it with harnesses on all 4, and it was meant for the racing school where they would use that to show them how to go around corners, all that stuff. And
track taxi.
Yes, that's basically what it was. And those were great cars. But like I said, only 5 of them, and they were. If you ever are able to buy one, I mean, obviously buy it.
Yeah.
Right.
But you can make them drift cars. You can make them road.
You can make them off-roaders.
Yeah, you can make them. I've seen people the square body one that went to Hoonigan, and that yes, it did have an LS in it, but it had a full-on Fox Racing.
It was a full pre-runner.
Oh yeah, and that thing was doing the jumps and all that shit. Having an LS engine in it, which I'm not a fan of, but I understand they are cheap, they are awesome to make. Like they're cheap.
Is there
to
anybody
maintain
there
and all
besides
that.
them?
We're not permitted to be outside.
No, it's
Let's
just
stay
them.
inside.
Oh, it's just us. I
But-
guess it's just us now and then.
But, no, we got 4 people. We got 4 people.
What?
We
Hi,
got
guys.
4 people. Hi. Sorry, we're going
Ah.
off on a tangent.
Howdy.
So I was mentioning how Roush made a Cobra Crown Vic that they sent off to a racing school. They only made 5 of them. They actually had a Cobra front bumper mated to the Crown Vic front bumper. Had the Marauder engine, but with the actual Cobra intake on it, not the Marauder intake. A 5-speed manual. Was on coilovers all around, 18-inch by 9.5-inch wheels all the way around, and it was full 4-seat bucket seats, 5-pin harness, cage, and it was the racing school car.
That's really fun.
And it was not a Marauder; it was an actual Crown Vic.
That is
was
really
set up
cool.
for that.
That is really
So
cool.
I mean, like I said, you can do anything. And then like that square body Crown Vic, you can do off-road, do Fox suspension on it, make it a pre-runner. You can do anything and everything with those.
It's a
cars.
pre-runner you can take your kids to school with. I mean,
Exactly.
that's awesome.
Exactly. Where's the bottle?
Well, and the main thing with the Crown Vic, the reason I was excited to talk about it was because when you really think about it, it ended in 2011, correct? I think
11
so,
or
right in
12, like
11 or
right
12,
at
yeah.
right at the end, I think of 11.
When that car ended production, that car ending its production was the end of the American sedan.
yeah.
Body on frame, rear
Yeah,
drive
that
car,
was
that
the
one.
last body
That
on
was
frame
the last
car.
one. And it made it to 2011, which is fantastic.
Which,
but
fun fact,
that's
the
over.
last Panther went to Saudi Arabia.
We'll never have another body-on-frame 4-door sedan in this country ever again, I think.
No, that won't happen.
No.
We'll never get that again, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, I'd
because-
say. I was gonna say I'm kind of depressed right now.
So, this next one we're trying was a limited run. I don't know how Sabrina found this, but it's a limited run that ran from September to mid-November of last year. It is Iron Maiden's Hollowed.
Has this got like a fruit flavoring to it, kind of?
I don't know. All
It
I
smells
know
a bit
is
citrusy, doesn't it?
It's like a wine.
Yeah, it almost does, doesn't it?
it is good, and it is
It almost smells like a mead.
6%.
All right, well, boys, cheers.
Like I said, all of Iron Maiden's beers that they have come out with, Light Brigade should be coming out in 2019 to America, which is their light beer.
It wasn't the troop. Was it the trooper or
The
the black and
Trooper-
tan that I didn't like?
You did not like
That
Black
taste doesn't
Can.
reflect the
Yeah.
smell. What is that?
I can drink it.
So it's an ale. It's a Belgium inspired
I was
beer.
gonna say, it
So it's an
tastes
ale.
like a European ale.
Yeah,
Well, there.
it's not as dry as most of the English ales, but it's
Yeah, and see that's the
That is
thing.
pretty good.
Trooper
I like
is
that.
an English ale, but it's not like most English ales to where you can full on drink that every single day, multiple of them like every single day. Not like one of those super heavy
Pretty
ones.
sure English drinking eats English ales every day.
Well, I fucking love Trooper. Shit, if it wasn't $10 for a 4-pack, it would be even better. But I fucking love Iron Maiden, so I'm not gonna.
Fair enough.
I'll give them my money.
I love Iron Maiden too, but their Black and Tan was not good.
The black and tan was not that great. Sorry guys. It's awesome fucking glass. The glass it came in was amazing. But yeah. So we got any? We gonna spiral off on anything? Because I mean we can probably spiral off on anything.
I got a spiral off.
Well, spiral off. Let's go.
All right, so
I'm
we
gonna
talked about the car we
cigar
love the most. The car we personally own that we love the most. I got a way to spin that. What's
What kind is
the
that?
worst car you've ever driven?
Swisher.
Smells amazing.
Swisher.
Just the
99
most
cents.
god awful
Smells
experience
amazing.
you've ever had driving a vehicle.
Okay, my dad had given me a truck he had gotten for free. It was like a 78 or 79 Hilux long bed that was the most dangerous pile of shit I have ever been in. Thanks, Dad. The other one is probably my 79 Honda Accord. I paid $100 for it. It came from New York. It had rust holes all over it, including the fenders. When you drove through the rain, you had fountains coming up through the top. It was awesome and horrible at the same time. It was horrible because it was a total shit box.
But it was $100.
But it was $100, and it was kind of awesome because it was a total shit box because I didn't care.
Right.
I beat the hell out of it for 8 months, popped the head gasket, and sold it as a parts car for $250. So, even though I kind of hated driving it at the time, looking back, it was kind of cool, and I made money, so win.
What is a win? Still going.
Come on,
Worst car?
It's the Cobra.
No. See, because that car was actually really good to drive.
But it was a shit box.
I know it was a shit box, but it was really fun to drive, and it was great to drive.
Until it broke down and didn't want to do things that you asked it to do.
Like start?
No, it never did not start. That's the 86. That is the 86.
That's true.
At that
Pretty
point,
much we fix it, you do burnouts, break it, and then we fix it again.
I gotta go with my 86 on this one. I love that fucking car that car will never get sold. Every time I try to sell it, Sabrina takes it down offline because I'm not allowed to sell it. She says if it goes, she goes with me. Well, she goes with it, and I need the other half of the mortgage, so she ain't going anywhere. So, it's one of those where every time I get in that car, shit breaks. Am I right?
Because you beat the hell out of it every time you get into it. Cold start burnout in front of the house. Yay.
Exactly. But the thing
I
is,
do that with my truck.
it takes it though. It takes it.
Twice.
It takes it, and then I gotta replace shit, and it just, but that car it's horrible to drive though.
And it spit Black Widows out the tire.
Yes, but it's horrible to drive because of the stock suspension,
because you
and
keep breaking
also
shit.
the stock shocks and struts. They're 30-something years old. It's like driving a fucking U-boat. You get seasick driving that bitch.
Are we talking about worst cars we ever driven or owned?
Owned.
Oh.
I was gonna say, I said
Well,
driven.
driven. Well, if
Yeah,
it's
worst car
driven-
you've ever driven.
If it's driven, okay, then it
On the
was.
Excel.
Then,
We're pretty close together. Wait till I get to mine.
That's like one of the worst cars ever
if it's
fucking
the worst
made
car
in
ever
general.
driven, then it was Sabrina's sister's Scion TC.
Oh.
Just driving it from our house back to her work after I detailed it. Fuck that thing.
It's
I'm
the
so glad I didn't buy one of those.
That
I was
thing.
gonna buy
That
one.
mile and a half drive was the worst fucking mile and a half drive I've ever driven.
It's the Celica's little bastard brother that didn't get love from mommy and daddy.
No, it's bad.
It's bad.
It's
No, it's
bad.
basically twins. It's the biological shit left over.
It's bad. It's the fucking afterbirth, man. They just give away.
Did we lose anybody with that one?
No,
No, we
named
didn't.
two people.
All right,
Yes.
so I got
Your worst car.
I got my
you ever
worst
driven.
car. Now,
Worst car you ever driven?
this was pure torture because I was trapped in this car from Crystal River, Florida, all the way to downtown Atlanta.
Oh.
So I had to go to Atlanta for training.
Yep. I already know
And-
what this is gonna be.
I think you've heard this story as well.
Was
so,
it a Stinger GT?
Oh God. So they give us a car off the lot to take when we go to training, and I get a 2008 Kia Rio. If you've ever driven a 2008 Kia Rio, I'm sorry. So what's the problem with this car is there's nothing in particular that's really wrong with it. But everything in that car that'll do.
Yep.
When you sit in it,
Lunch break car.
Yep.
there are buttons that do things. Well, we're done.
Yeah, that's about it.
The engine moves the car from point A to point B. We're done engineering that. The suspension, when I was going down the highway at 73 miles an hour,
It works though.
it holds the car off of the ground. It
There
does
you
not
go.
let the chassis drag. But I'm not even kidding. You know when you're on a concrete highway with the dividers, the free strips?
Yeah.
The thump, the thump, the thump. You can feel the tires come off the ground
Oh,
over
God.
each one of those. So you're driving at 73 miles an hour, and this car is just floating down the highway because it's a bouncing.
73 seems an awfully specific number. Is there a particular reason it was 73?
Yes, there
Not
is.
72, not 74, but
That's because
73.
that car had no fucking cruise control. My boss gave me a car with no cruise control and made
go to
me drive to
fucking Georgia.
Atlanta in it.
Oh my
But you
god.
maintain a specific 73 with no cruise control.
Well, yeah, you just lock your foot in against the side, and that's your cruise control, and you just sit there and you lock your foot. So that way, when you get out of the car, you can't feel your toes.
But see, at the same point that you are making that it's a horrible car to drive, you take that thing down Ozello. 35 miles
Nope.
per
You probably fall
No,
off the
that
fucking
this
road
car
and
is an
die.
exception to that rule.
35 miles per hour. That's a slow car that would be fun to drive fast.
For
No.
anyone,
No,
for
it
anyone
wouldn't
who
be.
probably doesn't know, which is everyone, Ozello is like our version of Tail of the Dragon.
Right.
Basically.
Ozello is our version of Mount
9.9 miles and 50 some odd corners.
It's a beautiful road to drive.
The reason why you couldn't drive that car down Ozello Trail and enjoy it is because everything in that car is so that'll do and so drab and so lifeless. You'd try to kill yourself.
Yeah.
You'd be like, you know what? I don't want to be in this car any more than I have to, so I'm going to run it into a tree to get out of it.
So you're
So is it a Sandeo?
So you're basically a Russian driving a Lada.
Right. That is a good a good simile to that. That is that is the Koreans' lot. That's what that car is. Now,
So it's not
for Kia, if you're listening or you hear this, I'm not trashing your brand. I work for you. Your new Kia Rio, the 18 Rio 5, just saying. Fantastic car. The Rio has come leaps and bounds.
It really has. Yeah, it really has.
At least it wasn't a Necker.
I don't want to go into my worst driven car because it might piss a lot of people off.
Do it.
It's
Do
terrible.
it. Do it. This
Absolutely.
is what this
I
show
wanna
is
hear it.
about. Is
All right.
this. We lost our 2 followers, so
Oh,
we're good.
I don't really give a shit as it is. You can like it, hate it, I don't fucking care. Worst car I ever drove. 2011. Lamborghini Gallardo Spider.
I don't blame you.
Did it catch fire?
Thank God, no.
Amateur.
I know. First of all, getting into one.
Did it look like a monkey fucking football? Because that's Brian getting into an F-350.
It's about,
That's why I don't get into F-350.
fair enough. Seats feel like about that much cushion and about that much concrete. Starting the car, not a big deal or anything. Any gear you shift into because of the way those sequential trannies work is clunk. It just sounds shitty. It's like, okay, let's go into drive, and you select drive, clunk. And I'm just like, that's god-awful sounding. Start driving down the road. Every minuscule crack in the pavement is vibration and bumping in this car. The road noise is absolutely ignorant. It was like, they were like, we want you to be connected to roads, so road in car. Like,
That sounded more Russian.
Yeah,
than
that's
Italian.
more Russian.
no, it felt like cheesy ass Czech Republic fuckers made this car. Everything felt cheap in the car. I'm sorry.
So it's like watching a Czech Republic.
Basically, and I'm one of those people too that I feel like when you buy a car, no matter what it is, it should have some minor form of practicality behind it. No cup holders, no place to put anything. The glove box is about this big. Driving it was fucking terrible, dude. Like, the steering felt just sloppy and unresponsive. I think it feels better to drive my truck that has a blown out gearbox in it than it does to drive that Gallardo. Also, by the way, you wouldn't have this problem, but I don't fit in it. None of us would fit in it. You have to put the top down to fit in it. Your head is rubbing the fucking canvas as you're getting in, and you're like, this is great. And you're like trying to move your head as the canvas is pushing back down to take the fucking top down.
But you don't realize that's why most Italian men stop at 5'6".
In my opinion, the Lamborghini Gallardo is one of the worst fucking vehicles to ever drive in all creation, unless you're racing it. If you're racing it, that's a different story. But just driving it in general, that car was... No.
No, the point is, was that car meant to be driven normal?
The fact of the matter is that they sell it to be driven normal. It's a car that makes less than 400 wheel horsepower in a dyno from the factory. Anything that makes that that small of amount of power with how heavy that car weighs should be purely intended to drive on the road or off the road if you want to have fun. My car weighs less than a Lamborghini Gallardo. My Mazda 3 weighs less than a Gallardo.
But did you smile at the sound of it?
No. Okay, the sound.
Exactly.
Alright, so listen.
To your face.
I drove one of the V10 models, and I did smile at the noise. Through the whiplash of shifting gears. Because even if you're driving normal, like cruising, you slap the paddle, and it's like, we're doing 30, like 25% throttle, not even, just gear. I'm sorry for shifting. Like, it's bad. It's terrible.
That's why you're running at the red line.
Every time.
I bet it shifts buttery smooth at
Red line.
It's pretty much non-existent. It's got one of those dual clutch setups. It's like non-existent. But like it is just to drive that car normally is just fucking stupid. Other than that, it's got to be a Nissan Stanza for me. Just because I hate fucking Stanzas. I think they're one of the worst creations by Nissan.
I once worked on a Stanza that belonged to the girl that I worked for at a restaurant. I had brake jobs on it. And when I started looking at the car, I saw a weld seam with a Florida-issued ID tag over top of the weld seam. And I was like, shit is this? I started looking, I found the same seam on the other side, and peeled up the carpet and found the same seam running across the floor. It was two cars that had been welded together, and I asked her where she got the car. She said her dad bought it for her. I was like, your dad hates you.
Yeah. Nissan Stanza. That's like one of the bastard little brothers of the Maxima that just never made it.
Now see, but the Maxima is such a great car.
It really was. The Maxima was a good car.
Besides the, like, once it hit, what was it, 03, 04,
Oh,
when they went to that other body and stuff.
Oh, they were still fantastic. They took the 350Z motor and put it in there.
But
it was great.
I'm talking about that, like, the later 2000s.
Yeah, kind of like the late 80s, early 2000s car. Late 90s.
That car.
Yeah. Actually, probably the early 90s to early 2000s, that 10-year span was probably the
best.
There's a
no,
wagon.
I'm gonna say early 80s Maxima with L28s are best Maxima.
Yeah.
There's a late 80s Maxima wagon on Bring a Trailer right now, by the way. Yeah, mint, everything.
With all the comfort modes that you can do with the suspension.
See, now I want to go into it. Okay, one of my friends has got a 300ZX.
I'm sorry.
He's got an 80.
300Z. Okay,
He's got an 85 red 300ZX turbo.
Yeah, over at Trevor's house, constantly.
Right? Yes.
Yeah, Trevor lives right down the road. Hey, Trevor.
He lives there.
Oh, hey, yeah, you're right down the road from us. You're like 3 blocks.
Everything on that car works. The sport electric suspension works and everything. That car is so much fun to drive. Let me tell you something. When you're rolling down on the highway with the T-tops off.
Yes.
The digital gauges that all work.
Yes.
And just
That's
hear
like
it.
a unicorn.
Yeah.
Now, is it the one with the lady, the bitchin' lady in it?
He took the bitchin' lady out.
Damn it.
300,000 miles the car has on it. Still sings beautifully. Turbo spools up perfectly. Everything.
Damn.
It is so. It's just like like you were talking about. I love the '80s cars. Everything about the '80s, like those,
especially the '80s Japanese cars, because they were so overly engineered.
yeah, they really
That's the
were.
thing
They
with
were
them.
so far above their
Exactly.
time.
Because you look at everything from America or anywhere, even the Germans at that time, the Japanese like surpassed them.
The Audi
by
Quattro,
years.
the Quattro.
Group
Like-
B, oh, here it is. No reserve, 1988 Nissan Maxima
That's
wagon.
the one on Bring a Trailer. That thing is.
Dude, I'm on Bring a Trailer all the time. I'm
too.
always sending these two.
I'm always on
Yeah.
Bring a Trailer.
80s German cars. 80s German cars were fantastic.
What
the
happened?
E30, the what's the Mercedes? The one.
The 190.
Yeah, the
The
190
190
Cosworth.
The
The
190
190
Revolution.
Hey,
Yes.
Oh
don't
my
get
God,
me and
one of the
Brian into
best
Cosworths,
cars.
man.
Jeez.
Because we'll go into the full-on British Cosworths.
I
right
know
going
where
on.
there's an actual Cosworth 2-liter.
In
right
Europe,
here
they
in
had the
Florida.
Ford Escort Cosworth.
No.
Yeah.
Go on. Before that, the Sierra Cosworth.
The
Yes.
Sierra. Oh
now,
my God.
with
The
that
Se-
2-liter Cosworth
Oh.
engine, we know where there is in the United States currently sitting in a Merkur, which is the Merkur.
Yeah, it's a Merkur. It's basically a
The
Sierra.
Merkur is
It was
the
the
Sierra
Americanized
that
Sierra.
we got that was absolute shit because we got like the shit stick at that point. There is currently one that is set up for drag racing that hasn't been used since what, the late 80s, early 90s?
It's been years since they've worked on it, but yeah, there
It's-
is a Merkur
with a
with a
2
9-inch
liter,
axle set up for drag racing
That's
that has
awesome.
an
a 2-liter
actual
Cosworth motor into it.
2-liter Kazi with a turbo hanging
Wow.
off of it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
See, and it's funny too because like you know like the R, I think it's like the late Cosworths, the Sierra, the round headlight ones. You know what I'm talking
The
about, right?
RS200.
The RS200s.
Yes,
Oh,
the
okay.
Group B ones.
When I was overseas and everything, and the base model escorts like that are everywhere, and I'm dying.
Oh, yeah.
I'm dying. I'm like,
well, hell,
oh,
even
There you
even
go, Kazi motor.
oh my
even the
God.
escorts we got here, the Escort GTs of the early 80s, those are great cars. People don't realize
Mazda powered.
they were shit boxes.
Mazda powered.
But yes, but they were great cars.
Hey, 8,000 RPM out the door,
exactly.
bro.
I mean,
Right?
come on. That is a quintessential small car, not
Hot
that
hatch.
much horsepower, hot hatch. That
yeah.
it might not be fast, but you throw that through a
The-
Zello, it is
yeah.
a fun ass car to
Right.
drive. Fun ass car. You're smiling the whole entire time.
Thank you for joining, everyone. Welcome to Pints and Pistons. We're a little late in, and please share our stream.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
we're
got
talk-
5 of you.
Yeah,
We're about 40 minutes over.
we're about
what we planned
40
to
minutes
do.
over our time that we originally allotted ourselves. We're kind of going on about awesome cars in general and drinking beer and having a great time. Thanks for joining.
Yes,
on the
thank you.
EGT thing, though, there is a guy in the county with a white Escort GT that
Yes, he drives up and down a Popka constantly.
it's got no front bumper on
Nope.
it. He only
Nope.
wants $1,200
Yep.
for it.
Yep.
I know the guy. Yeah.
Yep.
BP.
Yeah, fun drag car.
Those
fun
car-
track car.
Yes.
Speaking
yeah,
of the-
track car.
speaking of
They
that
will
platform, though,
three-wheel it everywhere.
Have you seen the guy with the Festiva in Orlando?
Yes.
Yes, that's my buddy's old Festiva. He put that motor in there and stopped and sold it. 770 wheel horsepower Festiva out of a 1.8 BP motor.
Nice.
707 runs
You,
fucking
sir,
9 spins.
have the balls of steel.
Uh,
Because
B-
that's like a 1,800-pound car
Yeah.
stock.
Shout out to BP Performance in Orlando for building that car. That thing is asinine.
Yes.
It spins every gear,
Oh,
and he
I
runs a 9.
imagine.
And he runs a 9
imagine.
in a fucking Festiva.
Holy shit. Now, when we used to have the meets at Beefs, and remember that guy that used to pull up in the teal Festiva that was all stock?
I know that guy.
Oh,
It had a
the
side
older-
dump on it.
The old, the old guy.
Oh yeah.
The old guy. It was all stock. A Festiva.
It was a
mint condition.
Yeah.
Festiva in
He-
teal. 90s fucking teal.
He sold it to a kid I went to WTI with.
Really?
Yeah.
That car, every time he pulled up, everybody like, oh, it's fucking Festiva. I'm like, no, that
It's a
thing's super
Festiva!
fucking clean, though. You never see him that clean. That's like a fucking unicorn
Oh,
right
it's
there.
amazing.
Yeah, there are a handful of unicorns that are bopping around in this county. I mean,
There's
saw,
a couple S13s that are bone stock with bras on them that they cut, like, there's 3 of them that old people from
Yeah, they're all,
Citrus
they're all
Hills
pig nose
own.
cars.
Yep.
Yeah, all
pig
pig nose.
I ran across a guy that pulled out of Pine Ridge Boulevard onto 486 driving an FC Turbo 2, red, gray interior, completely bone stock, looked like a brand new car. no smoke or apex seals coming out of the tailpipes. It was like seeing a unicorn.
Mhm.
Once right through the middle of town here, I once spotted a Subaru SVX.
Oh,
I've seen quite a few. Yeah.
When I lived with my parents off of Rock Crusher, and that 3 houses down from us, there were snowbirds. They had a green SVX,
Yep.
and that they kept in their garage.
Have you seen the lady around here with the turbo diesel Land Cruiser? The
Yes.
M1?
Yes.
I actually spoke with her.
Yes.
She was at the gas station. I took pictures of it.
That thing
That's the
is
2-door
awesome.
one, the brown one.
Yes.
Brown on
Yes.
brown.
Yes.
2 shades of brown. It's a diesel, right-hand drive.
Goat shit
Done.
brown,
Done.
baby.
That is
Jalopnik porn
that
right
is
there.
jalopnik porn
That
right
is
there.
jalopnik.
That is
Jalopnik
jalopnik
porn
porn
right there.
Yep.
For those that don't know what jalopnik porn is, as long as it is a diesel
Brown,
of some sort,
diesel, manual, wagon.
Yep.
yeah, some sort of wagon, you're done.
She's an older lady too, and she
Yeah.
knows exactly
Exactly
what she has.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
She's very aware of it.
Yep.
So I was like,
Yeah.
dude, this is so cool. And she's like, I know, isn't it? I was like, can I take some pictures? Sure, go ahead.
Back in the early 2000s, there was a rural mail carrier that ran up and down Croft Road that had a legit, like, 1 or 2 year old right-hand drive Subaru wagon.
Oh, it's
legacy
fucking
wagon.
awesome.
That, I mean, knowing what our ridiculous 25-year import rules are, thanks, East Coast BMW, Mercedes dealers, says we can't have cars like that. The only thing I can figure is that she
Jamaica.
was able to special order that car.
through Jamaica probably. Because that's where a lot of the Jeeps from that the mail uses is from. They order them from places in Jamaica and have them shipped
Yeah, I
over.
suppose
Those
it-
islands have a very eclectic collection
Yeah,
of cars.
I don't
They
know. I
really
think
do.
I know that there's Mazda variants that are sold in Puerto Rico that we don't get here,
Right.
but because Puerto Rico is is a U.S. territory, you can bring it
Yeah.
to mainland U.S. because it's whatever. But yeah, so you know, R33s, R34s, S15s. No, we can't have those.
I just
because
want a 2009 Focus RS 500. I will say this.
5-cylinder.
Fuck the new RSs.
RS
They're
500.
wonderful cars, but the sounds they make are the worst. They are the
The
worst
RS
sounding motors.
500 was one of the
Oh, that
best. I agree.
5-cylinder
You
Yeah.
like the sound of the head gasket
Jeez.
failing?
Oh, the head gasket failing. Oh
no,
god.
all
That,
4
you,
EcoBoost engines sound like dog farts.
which
they
is
really
why,
do.
and now I'll admit, I have a 2013 Focus ST. I got the full Mountain MR300 kit on it. I am so happy I had that because the whole entire exhaust on there is the quietest aftermarket exhaust you can get for it, and you don't hear anything from it. And I'm so happy about that because those EcoBoost motors sound like shit. They really do. But those RS 500s that you can
Dude,
get,
they-
that
sound ridiculous.
5-cylinder, and you
Yeah.
gotta think they're only 20 horsepower off of the all-wheel drive ones that we get here.
Mhm.
They're front-wheel drive, just madhouses. If y'all haven't
And
seen
they're
one,
lighter.
Yeah,
look,
they
just
are.
watch old Top Gear where Clarkson reviews one. You'll,
They look
yes.
fantastic
Oh,
too. They
right.
really
They-
did.
Oh, and
It was
not
that
only the
era of
black-
Focus that everyone hated too.
No, and I
That was the
love
generation
those.
that we didn't get
Yeah,
here.
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
the MK3s, and
Yeah.
the same thing with the Fiestas. Like, the people don't realize, like, if I was to buy my car new, I wouldn't get a Focus. I'd get the Fiesta. The Fiesta is a more well-rounded car. Like, you get less leg room in the back and less cargo space. But as an
Suits you perfectly.
it suits me perfectly. But as an overall driver, that car is stock for stock. It's only 50 horsepower off of the Focus ST, but it handles so much better. The steering's so much more precise in it. It's amazing. That is the car to get.
What time are we cutting into here?
We're probably about a quarter.
we're
We're exactly
8:45.
49.
8:45?
Yeah.
Okay. What are we feeling? Do we
Oh,
want-
it doesn't
Oh,
matter. to me.
okay, one more thing.
One more thing.
Money, no object car.
Ooh.
One shot, money, no object car. What is it? Aaron Kaufman Jr., you started off.
New or build?
Doesn't matter.
Off the showroom floor or can I
Okay,
custom build?
okay, let's just say it's a production car.
Production car.
Doesn't
Alright,
have to be
perfect.
new, can be any year, just
911 GT3 RS. Because I like scaffolding in
I
that.
was gonna say yes.
Yes. Yes.
Pulling a Hammond.
Hell yeah.
Oh god.
Well, that's my roll cage for when I go to the racetrack.
Exactly.
Yep.
But besides that, you can hang your fucking laundry off the back of it too. Yeah.
Well, I did say production car. That kind of limits off my first choice because it was a prototype. So, because I have this weird fascination with early post-war European sports cars.
Good setting.
Ferrari 166 Mille Spider Barchetta.
Oh, that's a very good
Hold on.
choice.
I would just
So-
like to point out, he said it right. It is not Barchetta, it's Barchetta. For those Rush fans that love Red Barchetta off of Moving Pictures, great song by the way, based off of a short story that was in what magazine?
Road and Track, June 1977, by
God.
Richard S. Foster on
Read
Nice
that-
Morning Drive.
Read that article, amazing fucking article. Any car enthusiast will love that article, but yes, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Geddy Lee gets it wrong. It's not Barchetta.
It's Barchetta.
Ooh.
Go ahead, follow that up.
Ooh, I know that's a hard one to follow up. You know, in my spare time, I put together no money limits, what car you would drive every day of the week plus a track day car. It just brings me back to this. Like, there's so
Imagine
many,
if I'd have said 1957 250 pontoon fender Testarossa.
so
Right.
many different things I would choose from. And like the thing is too is like my stuff's a bunch of off the wall shit too. Like, as in money's no limit. See, like there's so
like
many.
I said, one
Well,
shot.
that's the thing is like you initially
One
think about
shot,
high dollar shit.
One
Like,
shot, money no object production car. And my thing with the Barchetta is not because it's a ultra rare, super valuable Ferrari. I just love that it's probably one of the most pure Ferraris.
Mm-hmm.
It's pure sports car.
Lancia Strato Stradale.
Yes!
Nice.
There you go.
Yes.
Nice.
Definitely.
Excellent choice.
That's in my opinion. That is going to be the hands down best sounding 6-cylinder engine ever made.
That was
And-
actually a fun fact. That was the same engine in the 246 Dino GTS and
Yeah.
GTS.
Ferrari
GT.
motor. One of the most, in my opinion, gorgeous cars ever created, and one of the cars to take WRC by storm.
Yeah, that was kind of a purpose-built Group E rally car.
Definitely.
Alright.
I gotta go Torino.
True no.
Torino.
True
True
no.
no.
True no.
I gotta go with
I thought it was pronounced Trueno.
True no.
Is it Trueno?
it doesn't have to be a full-on panty, you know, it's just that motor, ITB's on it.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Would it have to be a right-hand drive JDM Trueno, or would you be satisfied with a US spec 88.6 SR5?
As long as that ITB's on it. Anything, pretty much anything with ITBs. Anything that you put
Anything.
ITBs on,
Sounds amazing.
you have the best sounding car. No matter how much horsepower or anything, you win. You win.
I've heard a Miata with IRTBs on it.
Yeah.
That
That 5-liter
noise.
Toyota V12 that they
That
put
they
in their
did.
Crown.
Oh, the
Oh,
crown!
yes.
Yes, with
I
the
mean,
ITBs. Oh my.
I mean, it's not a
God.
spectacular performance engine. It's a
But it
5-liter
sounds
V12, and it was
beautiful.
used in a big-ass limousine. But if you hear
But
one with
it's-
ITBs on it, it's amazing.
It's one of those. At that point, it's not about the exhaust sound. It's the sound.
It's the intake.
The intake
It
noise.
really is. It is.
And that's the thing that I love about Hondas, like the earlier Hondas and that. You just get that amazing,
The
like
intake,
when
throaty
VTEC kicks
sound.
in,
Yeah, definitely.
Yo.
you get that sound,
Yo.
and it sounds amazing.
But
It sounds amazing.
I think what we're ending on is
We like weird shit.
We do.
and ITBs make
And beer.
everything sound amazing.
ITBs make everything sound amazing.
Thank you
So,
for watching,
yes,
everyone.
thank you guys for sticking in. I know we have the women inside saying that we got to cut it off because apparently we're getting too rowdy or whatever.
Oh, fair enough. Well,
Was it cool or was it a total
Yeah,
shit
yeah,
show?
let
Say
us
something in the
know.
comments.
comment.
Share.
Comment it, share it, let us know what you thought.
Next time it probably won't be as long. It's just this was our initial run,
Yeah.
and we just started snowballing after this.
And don't hold back. You cannot offend
yes.
us.
No,
yes.
please don't. And if
Please
you
try though.
yeah,
Yes.
actually,
Wait, if you offend
Actually, I'm gonna make
Brian,
that-
If you offend Brian, you win because I have
Hey,
tried for
listen,
the last 7 years
listen,
to offend him, and
listen.
you can't.
I'm gonna put this out there right now. If you offend him, I will send you wherever the fuck you are. I will ship you a full car detail kit to your front door if you can offend him with a comment.
You heard it. There's your challenge.
Remember,
Challenge,
he
Yeah.
challenge laid out.
He loves Hondas.
Bye, kids.
See ya.